Alright, today we're going to take a look at drawing a nose from the side view. If you haven't seen the video tutorial on how to draw a nose from the front view, you should check that out as well. And I'm going to start off with a simple shape, and the nose is kind of a triangular shape, so I'm going to make a little bit of a triangle. And we're going to be focused on the nose, but we're going to draw a little bit of the lips and a little bit of the eyes too, because they are dependent on how the nose looks. If you just draw a nose out there, you don't really get the idea of how the nose really looks like without seeing the other features around it. So I started with a triangle, and then I'm using a photo reference here. I would suggest you get a photo reference or get someone to sit down for you and look at their nose. And I've basically drawn from the triangle, I've drawn the bottom part of the nose and the part of the nostril that curls up. Now I'm going to give a little indication of the lips underneath and maybe a little indication of the eye area as well, just so that we can understand where the nose fits on our face. So right now I'm just concentrating on the outlines. I'm drawing kind of light, drawing with an HB pencil. Now I'm going to go underneath and start looking at the nostril. Now, and every nostril is different, every person's nose is different, so you have to really look at what you're drawing to draw it accurately. But in this case, this person's nose kind of goes up underneath the nostril and then back around, and that's the area that's the darkest. So I can go ahead and start adding some of that shading under there, some of those real dark values to create the illusion of there being a cavity in the nostril area. Now I'm going to start on the bottom side of the nose, since our light source is coming from above, add a little bit of value, and here I'm going to add a little bit of indication of where the eye is, and the orbital lobe the eye is in, so that we can better understand our nose in relationship to the other features of the face. The real secret in creating the illusion of a three-dimensional nose is getting the value right. And value is the darkness or lightness of a color, so we're going to be working with the values of grays. So we're going to have some dark grays, some light grays, and some grays that are in between. If we get those right, then we're going to create the illusion of a light source. And this is how we see things. We see things because of light. So the next thing I'm going to do, once I've got everything outlined, I've got a good indication where my nostril is and where all the features are on the face, I'm going to start putting shaded areas or shadowed areas by making dark values in areas and leaving other areas really light, and then having some of those midtones here and there. Now, of course, this tutorial is about drawing the nose from the side view, but I'm also not going to neglect the lip area and the eye area. I'm going to give it a little indication of what's going on there too, because that in turn makes my nose look more realistic. We can look at each of the individual features on a face individually, but looking at them together really makes the other features click. So that's why I'm including the eye and the mouth. Now you'll notice as I'm adding some of the shading on the side of the nose that I'm leaving some areas completely alone. These areas are called highlights, and most skin tones are a little bit shiny, so we're going to allow some of those areas where light is hitting those objects to reflect, and they're just going to be white. So you don't want to add any value to those at all, but just keep in mind that no one is ever white like drawing paper, so it's okay to leave or put a little bit of shading on just about everything except for the highlighted areas. But make sure you keep those highlighted areas so you have a full range of value. Alright, you may have noticed that I just switched pencils. I went from a standard number 2 pencil, which is technically called an HB pencil, and I switched to a 6B pencil, which is a soft graphite pencil, which will allow me to make some darker marks. So I'm just going to darken up some of the really dark shaded areas, make them a little bit darker. And it's okay to switch back to the HB pencil to create some of those mid-tones as well. And there you have your finished sketch of a nose from the side view. Wish you the best of luck. Remember, get you a photo reference or get somebody to sit for you. This has been another video tutorial brought to you by thevirtualinstructor.com.